There has been a lot of talk around the ICC Champions Trophy and more specifically in what format it will be hosted. Now, Pakistan have of course been the hosts officially since about 2021-22, but the fact of the matter is there was always going to be a bit of a glitch when you consider that India were likely never going to agree to travel to Pakistan for the ICC Champions Trophy. And for about a few weeks now, that is exactly the story that we've been seeing play out. The BCCI said very clearly that they will not be sending a team to Pakistan due to security concerns, and now that has the ICC scrambling really to find a solution as to how it is that they can host the Champions Trophy. Now, everyone thought that a key ICC meeting between the full member boards as well as 3 members from associate nations that was set to be held on November 29 would be key to breaking the deadlock. But what has actually happened is that, well, there's been no real solution and the meeting potentially has been pushed back. There were reports that it would be reconvened a day later, that is on November 30th, Saturday. But the fact of the matter is there's been no update on a new meeting yet. And now we're also getting reports which suggest that there will be no new meeting reconvened by the ICC and the other members until the PCB have some sort of a concrete answer as to what format they want the Champions Trophy to take. Now, just as a bit of a refresher, it's worth noting that there are really only 3 major options with the ICC when it comes to the Champions Trophy. Either it can be hosted in a hybrid model, which is exactly what the BCCI in India have been calling for. It could be hosted in Pakistan but without the presence of India, which is a non-starter given India's popularity in the sport of cricket and the amount of fanfare and in turn revenue that they are going to be bringing into the sport. The third option is that the matches are held in another country with the PCB retaining the hosting rights. Also, admittedly, a solution that the PCB have not been in favor in. So there is really no good solution. In an ideal world, it does seem like the best case scenario for the PCB would be to accept the hybrid model and take some extra financial gains from the ICC, who are keen to ensure that the tournament goes forward, because again, it's worth noting this is the first edition of the Champions Trophy since 2017. At that point, the tournament was considered a little out of its sell-by date, and that's why it was discontinued. But now that the ICC are relaunching it, they want it to be done successfully, and by successful, it would mean ensuring that the money-making matches take place. And the one match which will make you the most money is, of course, the India-Pakistan game. Of course, right now there seems to be a bit of doubt when it comes to that game because there's no surety as to what format the Champions Trophy will be held in. But once that surety comes in place, it's only then that the ICC will really be able to breathe a sigh of relief, because let's face it, right now they are missing out on contractual deadlines. The ICC actually had to announce the schedule with 100 days to go. The 100-day deadline has passed and there's been no announcement of the schedule yet, which could cost the ICC money because they will have to potentially actually reimburse some of the money to sponsors and other invested parties. And that is why it is imperative that a solution is found quickly. Will that solution be found quickly? Only time will tell.